All right, gentlemen, welcome back into another NBA DFS video. My name is Eric Polzin. You can follow me at 9to5 Sports. Going to be breaking down this two-game slate here for the 10-20 slate. Remember, if you guys are enjoying this coverage, make sure to like and subscribe. That helps out the channel, which helps us be able to help you guys out further. You know, the more you guys show support, the more support we can show to you guys. So as always, I do like to start off with the injuries that we're looking at on this slate. So the first one that I think we should really point out is going to be the Chris Middleton and Pat Connaughton ruled out. They are both ruled out. So let's just confirm that. Okay, yeah, they're both ruled out. So that to me is huge. That's going to open up some usage on this slate, I think, for the Bucks. So particularly with Jrue Holiday. Okay, he saw a 7.8 increase in his usage and about 6 DK points per game. Jordan Norwa was 5.7% usage rate increase and then about 3.4 DK points per game per 36 actually, sorry. And then Grayson Allen a little bit as well, about a 4% increase in usage and about an increase in 5.7 of his DK points. So pretty solid there. And I think that'd be some of the value that we're looking at on this slate. And then just talking about the value on this slate, sorting it by FanDuel first. So the projected value, the highest projected value play on this slate is going to be Grayson Allen. So that backs it up. We just saw that, you know, it gets an increase in usage and about a 5.7 increase in DK points. So we do like that from Grayson Allen. A little bit better of a value on FanDuel than he is on DraftKings. On DraftKings, he's about the 6th best value. On FanDuel, he is the best value. A lot of people are going to be on Kendrick Nunn again on this slate. If you guys want to be on him, you can. I think a solid pivot would just be Lonnie Walker as well. They're both basically priced the same, okay? And their minutes are about projected the same as well. So you're kind of just trying to get lucky with one of those two, but they both make sense. And then just rounding out the FanDuel, we got Tobias Harris, Zubac, Embiid, Reggie Jackson, James Harden, PJ Tucker, revenge game PJ Tucker. And then just looking at DraftKings values, who are the best DraftKings values? Kendrick Nunn, Maxey, once again, Maxey's pretty cheap on DraftKings, so we like that. Patrick Beverley, I don't know if I see that. We'll see. Tobias Harris, PJ Tucker, Grayson Allen, Anthony Davis. Yeah, he is pretty cheap on DraftKings this week. He should be able to value at that price point. And then James Harden did see a little bit of a price increase, but he is still a value on that slate as well. And then just looking at right now, who are the highest projected owned players on this small two-game slate? Just to start, obviously, guys, this is stuff that updates throughout the day. If you guys want the most up-to-date information, make sure you are checking out the website. Links to join are in the description below. The Discord chat is available as well to keep you guys updated as well. But just looking at it, like Tyrese Maxey, highest owned projected player, then LeBron, Bobby Portis, Giannis, AD, Tobias Harris, Embiid, Patrick Beverley. I don't really get it with Patrick Beverley. Just a price point thing, maybe. That's interesting. Yeah, we're going to be able to find some nice leverage here on this slate, guys. There are some plays that I like. So let's get into those plays right now. Bucks versus the Sixers. The game over is set at 223 points. Okay, so, you know, that is a decently high scoring game. So obviously, once again, with Chris Middleton out and with Pat Connaughton out, I do think we can see Jrue Holiday as a solid play, as a solid point guard play. He's priced at 7.9. He is priced at a price point in which he should be able to get to 40 DK points. I think asking anything more than that is asking too much, but he should be locked into getting like 35 to like 42 DK points. Let's just put it that way. He should be a super safe play. If anything, he should his average of 38 DK points. Okay, that should be there for him. And then from there, I'm very interested in this point guard situation. Okay, because a lot of people might think that it's going to be George Hill. Okay, but if you're a Bucks fan like me, you're not happy with George Hill. It would be shocking to see him really get a ton of minutes, maybe 20 minutes or so. And let's see the minutes that he's projected for here. He is projected to get about 15.8 minutes. Okay, but the one thing I want to point out is Javon Carter is projected to get 14.8 minutes. And that, I think, is going to be the sneaky value play on this slate, potentially. It is a little bit risky, but at 3K, doesn't have to do much. And if he's going to get some minutes, I think he could be a sneaky play. He is someone that actually looked pretty good this preseason a little bit. And he is someone that had 22 minutes and was averaging about 15 DK points per minute. So if he does get those 20 minutes, just at this soft price point, he should be able to hit value for you guys. Should be able to hit 5X. Okay, maybe he gets 25 minutes and he gets to 20 DK points. Like, I feel like this could be a sneaky value play. Obviously not something going crazy with, but in a slate in which it's a two-game slate and you're trying to jam in studs, it's a play that does make a little bit of sense to me. And then I do want to point out Jordan Norwa as a play as well. Just look at this, guys. On DraftKings, 5.1. Can't play him. On FanDuel, 4.3, can definitely play him, and that's the route that I'd go. I'd play him on FanDuel for sure. He's a player that when they needed him to, he was able to step up and be a fantasy producer. With Chris Middleton out and with Pat Connaughton out, I do think that those minutes are going to be there for him. And then, once again, another strong play on FanDuel would be Grayson Allen. So look at his price point on DraftKings, 4.6. On FanDuel, 4.3. Yahoo, if you want to take it that far, he's minimum priced. Okay, so like Grayson Allen, a guy that I already mentioned, gets an increase in usage of about 4% with those two players off. Gets an increase of about 5.7 DK points per game. Even on DraftKings, he's fine. You could play him, but He is someone that those minutes should be solidified. He probably will get around 30 minutes in this game. If he's getting those minutes, if he's hitting down his shots, let's say he makes a couple of 3-pointers too, like he should be a solid value play, especially on FanDuel where it doesn't take as much. The problem that we're seeing here is that a lot of the value is on the Bucks game. And obviously you don't want to go too gung-ho with the Bucks because, well, then you're just overloading a little bit too much. I do think the two standout plays would be Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis is very cheap, and that's why we see him as one of the highest projected home players on the slate, okay? It's a cheap price point for a guy that's, if he gets around 30 minutes, he should easily be able to get to 30 DK points. If he gets 30 minutes, he could easily get to 35, 40 DK points. Like, it wouldn't be shocking. He should be a very solid play on this slate. And then Giannis, guys, honestly, this is a very cheap price point for Giannis, 10.7. That's a very low price point, kind of like LeBron James on Tuesday night, where I'm like, the price point's too cheap for him. Like, this is 50 DK points that we're locking in. Well, with Giannis, I do think it is priced a little bit higher than LeBron on Tuesday night, but still a cheap price point. Still should be locking in 50 DK points, especially with Chris out. That should just mean that he's demanding the ball a little bit more this game. So yes, Giannis at 10.7 is someone I'm going out of my way to play. You can play him in the forward spot on DraftKings and then find a center play. All right, so now getting into the Sixers side of the ball. The problem with the Sixers is that there weren't that many fantasy producers in game one for them. Joel Embiid went for 53 DK points. James Harden went for 56 DK points, and I think he'd still be a pretty solid value on the slate at 9K. He'd be someone that I do think we can go out of our way to play. Tyrese Maxey, he does draw the matchup with Drew Holiday most likely. We'll see. We'll see who Drew's guarding officially, but probably going to draw some of Drew. So that's not what we like. But he did see 29 DK points last game. So yeah, he's someone you can look at. 5.2. He is still a solid value play. I do think he's going to be a safe play to hit 5X. That is why he's drawing some ownership. Tobias Harris, a fine price point for him. He went for 28 DK points. If you want to play him, you can. I'm perfectly fine with him as a play. He's just kind of one of those guys where you play him not to win a GPP, but also not to lose a GPP, if that makes sense. He's kind of just a safe play, and maybe has an upside game where he gets you 35 DK points, or it might just be a downside game where he only gets you 25. At this price point, it's not terrible. But that's really it, guys. I don't know. PJ Tucker, could he be a valuable play on this slate at 3.5? He could. Scored 12 DK points last game. I'm fine with it. Not something I'm particularly going out of my way to play. Just an okay lineup filler if you need to go that route on a slate in which you might be trying to find value to fit in the studs, to jam in those studs. Now looking at the Clippers, guys, the Clippers are a little bit of a difficult team to predict on this slate. Reggie Jackson, currently probable. How many minutes is he going to get with John Wall there now? John Wall is someone that came in and, did decent this preseason. He is someone that, honestly, it wouldn't be shocking to see him get 20 minutes. And at 20 minutes, be able to score, 20 to 30 DK points. It just wouldn't be shocking. Around 5K is a cheap price point for him. He is someone that I think when he gets in the game, he's going to be shooting the ball. He's going to have a huge usage rate. And he's someone that I don't mind as a play. I'm curious, you guys helped us out yesterday with the Jokic comments. Okay, put it in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on John Wall? Should we be someone that we're targeting on this slate, especially because he most likely be playing with the second unit? Or is he someone that we should just not be fading, take the wait and see approach? You guys nailed it with Jokic yesterday. Let's see if we can nail it with John Wall today. Paul George, I'm fine with. At 8.9, I think I'd rather play James Harden or play LeBron James or even Anthony Davis, just given their price points. But Paul George, I'm perfectly fine with. Kawhi, I'm definitely going to be taking the wait and see approach on, guys. Just want to see how many minutes he's going to get. 8.4 is a cheap price point. Probably going to get around 30 DK points to around 45. The range of outcomes is too big for Kawhi Leonard for me to kind of risk that. So I'm going to be staying away from him on the slate. That could be a mistake. Norman Powell, he was someone that had a great preseason. In 2 games, averaged 21 minutes and averaged 23 DK points in those 21 minutes. So he could be a solid producer. So we can see down the stretch last season as well, he was someone that when the minutes were there, he was producing. So let's say he does somehow get 30 minutes, then he could easily be able to 5X, possibly 6X at this price point. Once again, we just don't know the minutes to safely predict that, so it's kind of a stay away approach for me. I will say Robert Covington and Zubac are kind of cheap. They're more of lineup fillers for me on the slate, not players I'm going out of my way to play. And then just looking at the Lakers. So yes, LeBron James went off kind of like we expected him to. 61 DK points scored last slate, and he's someone that I think we can go back to the well with again on this slate. Yeah, on DraftKings, he's priced up a little bit, but I still think, or on FanDuel, he's priced up a little bit. I still think you could get away with playing him. He's not as much of a must play on FanDuel, although I still think he is going to be a very strong play, a play in which you can make, especially given how many better value plays there are on FanDuel. You can easily fit in LeBron still. So yes, you can easily still play LeBron on FanDuel. Obviously a much easier play on DraftKings. And then after that, I do like Russell Westbrook a lot. At 7K, that is a cheap price point for him. He went for 40 DK points in the last game, and that's awesome. Like, I was expecting maybe 32, So yeah, it's just going to be tough for me not to play Russell Westbrook at the 7K price point range. And we can see right now, he's not getting that much respect ownership-wise. So he is someone that I think we could take advantage of ownership-wise, gain some leverage on the field there. Let's look at his price on FanDuel. It is about the same, only $200 more. So you can easily fit Russell Westbrook in on a lot of your builds across all the slates. So he is someone that I will be going out of my way to play. But once again, we're seeing the issue right now is that it's tough to fit in all the quality plays. And just looking at Drew Holiday compared to Russell Westbrook price point wise, I'm going to be playing Russell Westbrook over Drew Holiday. I think Drew is super safe play, but like $900 cheaper for also what I would think would be 40 DK points. I'm going to be going with Russell Westbrook instead of Drew Holiday. Patrick Beverley is getting a lot of love at 4.1. Let's see what his price point is on FanDuel, 5K. So you're not playing him on FanDuel at all. I don't really get it. Had 20 DK points last game. If you want to play him, you can. Kendrick Nunn, still a value play. He's someone that went for 21 DK points last game. I kind of like Lonnie Walker a little bit more. He had 20 DK points last game, 19 DK points last game. A nice spot to potentially gain some ownership leverage on the field. About the same price on FanDuel as well. So he's a play that I'm fine with, a lineup filler. And that's kind of the name of the game on this slate. There's a bunch of lineup fillers. We'll say Anthony Davis still pretty cheap for a guy that just went for 43 DK points. It's a matchup that you're not really worried about. It's going to be a fun matchup as well against the Clippers, a matchup in which both teams kind of want to play well. So at 8.6, that is a cheap price point as well. So the biggest question I feel like we need to ask ourselves on the slate when trying to close out a build is like, do you have to play Giannis? That's the biggest question on the slate because there's so much value elsewhere that he might hinder a lineup because like if you could go Anthony Davis instead of Giannis there, that could be huge. So let's just try that. Let's see what that looks like. So sure, Grayson Allen, I do feel like we're paying up a little bit too much on DraftKings, but it is a 2-game slate, so we can't be too picky. Going to put Anthony Davis in the center spot just because I don't really like the center value that's out there on this slate. So going to go with him. And then for me, the route I might go would either be to play PJ Tucker as a value play at the forward spot, or maybe even go with Javon Carter as a min price value play on DraftKings and then fit in a better stud up top. That's not working though. Darn. Oh man. I thought we had something there. I thought that was going to work. Let's see here. Let's see if this works. Anthony Davis forward. Nope, that still doesn't work. Okay, so can't go Javon Carter in this particular build. So we'll go Anthony Davis. We'll go Tucker. 6.4 left over. Maybe Reggie Jackson. I still don't love that. We'll see. We still have a lot of time left. We'll try to figure it out there for you guys. Before lineup lock, you can get those questions in the Discord chat. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Good luck on this slate.